Laravel Interview Questions and Answers, Comprehensive Guide, by ProCoders. Laravel Interview Questions and Answers, Comprehensive Guide. Laravel is the most popular PHP framework at the moment, and it has been so for the past few years. All the Laravel benefits are one of the reasons for it, no doubt. Little wonder its developers are in high demand. What do you need to know before hiring a Laravel developer? PHP knowledge. Laravel is a framework for PHP, and so during questioning developer applicants must demonstrate a good understanding of PHP is important to ensuring productivity and attaining expertise in it. You can only uncover this through the right PHP Laravel developer interview questions. Updated knowledge. You can always identify a dedicated developer through Laravel job interview questions about how updated their knowledge of the framework is. No matter the level of the developer's expertise during the interview stage, ask them questions concerning the latest developments in the Laravel world. Portfolio and experience. Beyond certifications and interviews, what really proves that a developer, or any programmer at all, is as good as they claim is their portfolio of past projects. Though this information would normally be on the resume, the discussion should still feature in your Laravel job interview questions. In fact, industry experience is an important factor when examining a PHP Laravel framework developer's portfolio before asking questions at the proper job interview. PHP Laravel framework interview questions for beginner developers. What is Laravel? The simplest question at a Laravel job interview. It is inevitable for beginners. Put simply, Laravel is a web development framework for PHP. It is free and open source. The official website describes it as the PHP framework for web artisans. Ms greater than it uses the Model View Controller (MVC) architecture, just like similar frameworks like Symfony and CodeIgniter. What are the most important latest features of Laravel framework? Laravel releases major updates every 6 months, in March and in September. The latest version is 8. It was released on September 112, 2020. Some of its new features include improvements to root caching models, directory migration, squashing Jetstream model, factory classes, job batching, rate limiting, maintenance mode, event listener, etc. What is Composer? How can you install Laravel via Composer? Simply, Composer is a dependency management tool used in PHP. It helps to keep your code organized and efficient. It is likewise used to install features and requirements relating to frameworks on a per-project basis. The idea behind Composer is similar to Node.js Package Manager and Ruby's bundler. In essence, Laravel requires Composer to function properly. What is PHP Artisan? PHP Artisan, or simply Artisan, is Laravel's command line interface. The list command displays all the available Artisan commands. Besides the built-in default commands, users can likewise generate custom commands themselves. PHP Laravel framework interview questions for intermediate developers. What are the cons of Laravel? Difficult to master. It requires a lot of experimentation to even grasp some of the underlying concepts. The solution to this is simply for the developer to keep practicing. Application migration. There is no doubt that Laravel has dethroned its predecessors such as Zend, CodeIgniter, and Symfony to become the foremost PHP framework. However, its undoing is that it does not allow for the smooth migration of applications based on these legacy frameworks to Laravel. What are events and listeners? On a basic level, events alert you to actions that take place in your application, while listeners listen to instances of events that occur. Both terms go hand in hand because a listener must be connected to a particular event in order to receive instances of that event. How does middleware work in Laravel? A user creates new middleware using the make middleware artisan command. Following this, you assign the middleware to a root and customize it based on your needs as well as the unique demands of the said application. What is CSRF protection and when do you need it? CSRF, fully known as cross-site request forgery, is a malicious exploit of an application through unauthorized activities. Web applications are particularly prone to CSRF attacks. However, Laravel has built-in protection against CSRFs. It works by generating CSRF token for each active user session managed by the application automatically. These tokens are used for verification and authentication purposes. A new token is created for every new session, therefore it is impossible for a malicious application to exploit it. PHP Laravel framework interview questions for expert developers. How does testing work in Laravel applications? PHP Unit is one of the commonest testing frameworks for PHP, and it is supported by default in Laravel. there has been a greater focus on testing since version 5.2. To create a new test cases, a user utilizes the artisan command make test. Once the test begins running, the environment is automatically configured. What does Eloquent ORM do in Laravel, and what types of relationships are supported? Eloquent is the name of the default object relational mapper, ORM, used in Laravel. It provides a more convenient means to interact with a database. A developer does not need to write a length query. Eloquent ORM works with an active record implementation so that developers can manage multiple databases. Greater than what is the database query builder? Laravel's database query builder is used to smoothly run database queries. Although it can also be used to perform other database operations including CRUD, create, read, update, delete, functions. Since SQL injection attacks are a common threat, it uses the PDO parameter binding to protect your application. How to prepare for Laravel job interview questions as a Laravel developer. Irrespective of the level of your experience as a developer in Laravel and PHP, prepare for interrogation by ensuring that you are well grounded in the following. Of course, experience working with Laravel from at least version 5 upward. Prioritize updating your knowledge on the latest features. The latest version is 8x. Experience working with PHP from at least version 7 upward. Knowledge of databases and SQL platforms. Superb communication, problem solving and teamwork skills. Conclusion. Hiring the right PHP Laravel framework developer to build your application is not a jackpot lottery. It requires careful preparation and knowing the right interview questions to ask as the recruiter, employer. You need to ask the right Laravel interview questions that directly poke at an applicant's expertise and reveal if they are as good as they claim. These tips have helped us at ProCoders to hire excellent developers and build formidable teams to deliver excellent service to our clients. Subscribe our channel and read more about Laravel interview questions and answers. Comprehensive guide at ProCoders blog.